Hey all, and this is the Keepers of Scales event. This is a Light Slayer event and Noble Killer. So I made up a few teams. I did actually get the event deck. However, the event deck doesn't seem to be doing too much damage, unfortunately. So this is the team with the event deck. Then a Light Commander team here to compare it to. Then a mixed team. This does the best damage, but it's also quite a difficult and slow team to use. So I think what we'll do first is start with this team here. So this is one of the ultra rares from the deck. The main reason this is on the team is because it increases Light Slayer attack by 115%. So I put 2 copies of that card on the team. Supreme Elohim, again, increases Light Slayer attack. Astral Anomalies, this is just a filler card as I couldn't think of anything else to put there. Doesn't really have a damage boost to all cards, but does increase the damage of chaotic killer cards. Then the ultimate form from this deck. Again, it has that attack buff, but it's only at the start of every 3rd turn, so it's a bit different to the ultra rares. So on to the relics. The relics are not exactly good, but it's the best I could really do out of the relics I have. So yeah, they're mixed affinity relics, just to break the shields. This is just a general Light Slayer relic. This is my only ultimate Light Noble Killer relic. Then an Immortal relic. Another Light Slayer relic there. So yeah, the relics aren't exactly good, unfortunately, but I don't have that many noble relics yet still, so had to make do with what I had. So if you don't have any good Slayer teams, you could try a Light Commander team. The idea behind this team is Divine Sovereigns, gives the Excalibur buff to Sun-Blessed siblings. As you can see with this one, it increases self-damage by 160%. And then just general Light Commander cards. This one increases Light Commander damage by 70%, so it's useful to have on the team. This one has that lovely upgrade skill. Upgrades all Light Power Gems by 2 ranks. I don't recommend using a Commander team though, unless you have no other option. And again, Outcast Alliance, another good card for spawning Power Gems. So moving on to the last team, the Light Santa team. Well, as it's coming on to Christmas, why not use Santa? Well, okay. But, yeah, this team does work, but it's not as effective as I thought it would be. So I'm going to start with this card here. The reason this card is on the team is to make extra water power gems, basically. And that says Santa has at least 8 water power gem 1s or higher on the board when I use Santa's skill. Then it increases Noble Killer intensity and attack by quite a lot, as you can see, 200%, then 10 times with the power gems on the board, so 2000%. Then again, it's just cards from the event deck to go with that. Pretty similar to the first team in that respect, but with water cards to try and boost up the damage. So yeah, this team does more damage than the first team, but it's a lot slower, and it can be a pain to get both the light gems and the water gems on the board, so you could try something like this. I can't guarantee how effective it will be, and as always, if you're struggling for ideas, what you could always do is put High Performance Unit Area on the team. Then you could try with some Immortal Killer heroes with the event deck. Try and get that supercharged buff up, increase Immortal Killer attack by 2500%. But yeah, it's kind of hard to think of any good ideas this time around. I'm not seeing many good damage numbers, and my relics are pretty poor, which is letting down the team. Anyway, let's get on with the actual event. I didn't do the vault, or should I say I didn't record the vault. I did 2 tiers and got the deck, which I was quite surprised about. Next video, I'll focus more on the vault though. Okay, so I'm going to hit the Radiant, you can see here, as no one else seems to be going for it. Now, some of the bosses do have Gem Silence, so be careful. And this is one of them. I do have a few counters, though, so hopefully it won't cause me too many problems. So yeah, I'm using the basic team to start with, just to show you what this can do. Then I'll move on to my Santa team with a different boss. So yeah, turn 1. There we go. Astral Anomalies is useful as it has the haste skill, so I can get more light gems on turn 1, as you saw there, so I can use all the skills immediately. As you can see there, though, the damage isn't especially good, and I still have 2 shields up, so I think the way to increase the damage would be to put more Noble Killer relics on the team, but it would mean less light gems, so it's difficult. My relics are not exactly good. But yeah, this is a pretty straightforward deck, you can see here. Just try and match 2 of the gems, the highest value ones if you can, and see what sort of damage it does. As you can see here, the total damage between all the cards is just under around 1Q. So yeah, there's no way I could handle Umbral bosses with this team. I'd have to just tag and rally them, I think. I hit it a few more times, then I'll move on to my other team. As you can see, their Gem Silence is pretty much counted every single time, so that makes it relatively straightforward. But yeah, the damage isn't exactly good. I think the damage would increase as the battle progresses, but yeah, it's still relatively weak and going to take a bit of time to do any good damage, unfortunately. So yeah, I might quit out in a minute. I'll do one more attack on it, then try my other team. See if I can make the Santa-based team work or not. It'll be a challenge, but I have hit 3 or 4Q before with the Santa team, so it's better than this team, but much harder to use. So I'm probably going to need to modify it a bit to try and make it more effective on the bosses. Anyway, I've had enough of the single affinity team, so let's quit out. Right, there we go. Let's try again. So yeah, this event is basically going to be tag and rally. It's going to be a complete nightmare, basically, but what can I do? My teams are not good enough. Yet I have the event deck. Crazy. I made the deck too weak, basically. Anyway, this probably gives you an idea of if the deck is worth getting or not, and it's a big fat no from me unless you can get it really cheap. Right, so here we go. Now Santa gets his boost, and now let's see what I can match and see what sort of damage I can do. That might be good. Let's see. There we go. That's my best hit so far. 3Q on the ultimate form. So that's not bad, actually. The problem is, though, this team is a pain, and Santa has a long cooldown. So, yeah. But it's the best I can make up. Also, you may have seen that there's 0 shields still left up, since it doesn't really matter what I put on the team with the relics. It's going to take ages anyway to do damage. That's why the shields are at 0. With the other team, it's at 2. The other team is more intended for guild bosses, I would have thought. Then this is the solo boss killing team. Or solo boss tickling team, more like it. It's not exactly killing it, is it? It will kill it eventually. Right. Here we go, Santa. Let's see what you can do. Probably not a lot, but... Okay, what have we got? Try that. Wasn't too bad, I don't think. Let's see. Okay, 2.1 Q on the ultimate form. Reasonable damage, but nothing special, so I need to get Santa going again as quickly as possible, ideally. But it's going to take a bit of time, as the cooldown is so long. So yeah, what is the cooldown on Santa anyway? Let's have a look. It's 6 turns. So yeah, if you have 2 copies of Santa, it would probably be okay. With 1 copy though, it's a long wait before you can use him again. So yeah, this is the team I'd probably recommend, but again, it's slow. It's really slow. I've had teams that could one-shot the Radiance almost before, but this just takes ages, and then the damage is not exactly spectacular, is it, if I'm being honest? There we go. This is my final hit of the battle, then I'm going to have to quit out as I'm running out of time. Let's try again and see if I can get a good... This might work. Let's see. Yeah, this is going to be a bit rubbish, unfortunately. Oh, 2.1 Q, that's not terrible. There we go, let's quit out at this point as I'm going to run out of time. So that gives you an idea of the damage I can deal with the team, but it's not exactly good. But it's the best I can make up out of the cards I have available. So there we go, let's have a look at the event rewards. You've seen the deck in action and not really doing much damage. You might be able to come up with something better though. Even if you don't have a good deck, I recommend at least completing this collection as it's a GVG relic collection. All those lovely runes and a relic at the bottom. So this should be fun. Let's see what runes I get and see if I can actually make the relic up to 4 stars or maybe even higher. Now that kind of looked like I got 5 different runes there. I don't know if I got the 6th rune though. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. There's normally 1 rune that never comes up. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, there's the 1 rune that didn't bother to come up. It always happens. Every single time you get 5 runes, then there's that 1 that you never get. Happened with the Lance of the Endless as well. You can see here tons of all the other runes, well, apart from this one here, but yeah, that 1 rune just doesn't want to come up ever. Never mind. Anyway, what else have we got this time around? Gonna have a look. Right, it's a Dark Warden. Defender skill, Siphon. Yeah. I've never seen Siphon really do anything. However, it is a Dark Warden, and Dark is arguably the best defense, so you may find a use for this card, I guess. Anyway, that's what the Warden looks like. So finally, let's have a look at the news feed about Gambits. That's what the main focus of the news feed is at the moment. So, thoughts on Gambits? Well, they sound like they could be sort of game-changing to a certain extent. I think they're going to cost a lot of money, though. Going to be quite difficult to obtain. It should be interesting to see what they do. They sound like they're going to be a one-shot thing. Use it once, then you can't use it again for the rest of the day. So if you get a massive Umbral Eternal, you could use the Gambit on that, get the MVP on it. That would be my idea anyway. Or one-shotting a guild boss during Commander. That's what I'm hoping it can do. But there we go. That's the end of the video. I hope that was somewhat helpful. Hopefully you all have better ideas than I do. I'm not doing much damage, but it did a bit better than I was expecting with the Santa combination, so at least that's something. If you did enjoy this video, leaving a like and subscribing to the channel is always appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed, and thanks for watching.